The following is an excerpt from my book, They're Not Coming. You know, it's true that we cannot be all things to all people, but I can't stress it enough. How we treat people is so important in terms of outcomes, and I hope that this excerpt will be a powerful reminder of the simple importance of being decent, fair, and kind. Excerpt from They're Not Coming, Chapter 7, Leaving the Congo and Paying the Price. Today's desperate times are leaving people in desperate states of mind, with some people coping better than others. When you see a man or woman who appears desperate in a relationship or frantically searching for a meaningful connection, understand they are trying to stay alive. And the worst thing that can happen to a person in survival mode is to be treated with reckless disregard. That act, whether done consciously or unconsciously, creates a wider void, and a great many people get lost in the dark space. I served as an expert witness in a court case a few years ago involving a woman who was stalking a man she had dated for 3 years. He cut off the relationship abruptly in an email after meeting a new love interest, and she was left emotionally devastated. She was thrown into a swirl of loneliness, despair, and desperation in her effort to seek closure. In the court hearing, he admitted that he never provided her with closure because he couldn't stand the sight of her anymore. When asked if a face-to-face closeout conversation to end the relationship would have prevented the chain of horrible stalking events, she said, "I would have been crushed, but I would have not felt as though I had been treated like a dog. I would have suffered in my loneliness, but I would have done it silently, and I promise you that. The loneliness on top of the cruelty did me in, and I'm sorry." The judge spared her jail time and ordered therapy and a restraining order. I, too, have needed to walk away from people in relationships, and heaven knows some folks have walked away from me. Rejection and separation, no matter what side of the fence you are on, is not a desirable task or destination, and often leads to feelings of loneliness. My grandfather once told me, "You'll never see a man's true character unless you see him in challenging situation and discomfort." Today, we are challenged to respond smartly and compassionately to those who repulse us. I have learned the hard way that there is always a decent way to walk away, run, or sprint from another human being. The choices we make in the midst of challenge will follow us into eternity. For as much as you may be loved by others, even if only silently, in the secret space of someone's mind, you too have repulsed another. Humans have mistakenly come to associate kindness with weakness and vulnerability. Take away an important message, and know this for the rest of your life, that being kind, especially when it's difficult, not only makes you strong, it makes you a living, breathing waterfall of compassion and decency, appreciated by God more than you'll ever know.